And then we have His Holiness Shabdrung Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche, and I have absolutely no doubt, due to my personal experience of seeing the physical form of His Holiness Dalai Lama and the physical form of His Holiness Shabdrung Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche transform into the Bodhisattva. So therefore, that wouldn't be possible if they were not really Bodhisattvas. Sometimes, now, we can think that that is ordinary human beings. And we look and we say, oh, that's that old teacher. Of course, that's at the relative level, and we are getting some teaching, that's good. But some people are blessed, and fortunately enough, due to karma, that we are able to see something that is already there, not special, not fabricated, but something already there. So when I looked at Holiness Dalai Lama during the 1,000-armed Chenrezig, I didn't see Holiness physical form. I saw 1,000-armed Chenrezig. So that's okay. If you didn't see that, that's all right. It doesn't mean I'm seeing something that's not there. It just means that I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and that's okay too. And then, of course, when I looked at the physical form of Holiness Shabdrung Jigme Nawang Namgyal Rinpoche, and then I couldn't see him anymore when he was giving the empowerment. I could only see Kasarpani Chenrezig. Now, why is that? Because he is the Nirmanakaya emanation of Kasarpani Chenrezig for the people of Bhutan. There's no doubt in my mind, either case, that both of them are Bodhisattvas, living Bodhisattvas. And I can say both because I had this equal experience with both. But I've also had this blessing experience with other teachers that I made a heart connection with. My root Lama also, from Golok, Tibet, Terton Nakpa Orjin Kusum Lengpa Rinpoche, and then there Chadutuku Rinpoche, and then other teachers. Chabjilang Rinpoche was my previous incarnation teacher, and Rigzen Pema Lengpa was my previous teacher in Bhutan. He's Tuku, not the original one. The original one was many years ago. And then, of course, you know, when we get the blessing, that doesn't mean something's happening that's not true. And it also doesn't make us a special person if we get the blessing of seeing the teacher as the deity. As whatever empowerment they're giving, we don't see the teacher as physical form. We don't say that's old teacher or young teacher. We actually see that empowerment deity that he's offering. Now, why is that? Because they've reached the attainment level where they're able to offer the blessing. And that's the seed potential which is already present in you. You already are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Dakas and Dakinis, and Yidam. So therefore, that Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, is already present in you. It's just waiting to wake up and be naturally present. So we don't have to contrive something or fabricate something. That's not what the Buddha wants us to do. We relax our mind and we let go of this very strong ego grasping, I, me, mine, and that will cause us great suffering. And then not only that, we'll cause suffering for those around us, but we can free our mind into the natural state, that Tathagata Garbha. We can realize that in one lifetime if we practice sincerely. Our intention, our motivation, our merit, and our karma. Now, what are those? Those are the factors that will determine the outcome. the level of practice experience that we get depends on what we do, not what the Lama does, or the Rinpoche, or the Geshe, Kempola, or Lama, or Nakpa, or whoever it is giving teachings. If we have the right Samaya, which means view, and then we have made Damtsig, which means commitment, then we keep those commitment. That's a very special promise. When we receive the empowerment, we get what is called Wang, that's the empowerment, and then Lung, that's the reading of the text, which doesn't have to be given by the same person who gave the empowerment, and then the Tri. What is the Tri? Tri is like, I'll do, let's say that I want to offer the Mandala. Okay, this is the mudra for making a Mandala offering. So even if you have nothing, what you do, you visualize all the things that are pleasing in sight, sound, taste, and smell. All those beautiful things, like if we say flower, and then we don't have to cut that flower in order to offer that to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We can imagine in our mind the beautiful music and offer that. Now, people of other faiths also can offer. We don't have to be rich. We can even be poor, and we can offer something from our heart. Every time that we express compassion and mercy and love and joy and equanimity towards all sentient beings, and then we are the embodiment of the one that we practice worshipping. So we would say, Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niratayame. What does it mean? I'm offering out all the wonderful things of the universe to you. So let's say, for example, that we love Saint Francis of Assisi, and I do. Then we could make the mandala offering to Saint Francis of Assisi. We see a beautiful flower, and we could say, this beautiful flower, that this sweet fragrance, and then I love that. I'm listening to this beautiful music, and I'm offering that to Saint Francis in his memory, because he inspired me. So, whichever faith we belong to, we shouldn't say that they're not realizing the same thing that we're realizing, or we're having a different kind of compassion or mercy or loving kindness. All faiths, every faith, has that as a cornerstone of their practice, whatever it is, whatever religion. So we should never say this is not. They don't have, that we don't know that. Unless you have practiced and studied in their faith completely, completely devoted yourself and dedicated yourself to that, then you don't know. That could lead to, again, suffering because of attachment. Whether we attach to material things or we attach to our own ideas. This is mine, and I, and me. As soon as we say those words, well, there goes suffering. We're going to make ourselves suffer and the people around us suffer, because what happens, if I'm grasping at me, a solid, substantial idea of self, then that means there has to be other. And then my idea is better than your idea. I'm right and you're wrong. Then wars and conflicts and obstacles and destruction, ignorance, fear, hatred, violence. That's what happens when we have a strong grasping at this, what we think is a substantial, solid self. It's just not there. If we really searched for it, we wouldn't find it. It's an attachment, and attachment always causes suffering. On the opposite side, if we're able to let go and be truly free, if we were able to see that we all share this earth, and we should love and be compassionate and practice equanimity and joy to all living beings, not just